Welcome to the Academic Skills Unit presentation on reflective writing. In this presentation, you will develop an understanding about the scope and types of reflective writing in both academic and professional contexts, the importance of style and tone expected in your reflective writing, as well as integrating research and some common language features. Reflective writing enables you to consolidate your knowledge and develop your academic identity as a student and as a professional in training. So it is your response. Therefore, you need to look inwards to find your personal response as a student and as a learner, and then look outwards by relating your response to a wider context, such as the content you have studied and the expectations of your future profession. Reflection will allow you to develop your views on topics or situations and can raise your awareness of possible areas you need to improve or gaps in your knowledge. Reflective writing is a relatively recent academic writing genre, but it is now used across most disciplines, so you may encounter different types of reflective writing tasks. These can vary in length and format, so it is important to understand what kind of task you have been asked to do. Reflective writing can be seen as a process. Firstly, you need to be aware of your reaction to your task, whatever it is, whether it be a reading, topic, or situation. This then prompts a self-dialogue, in which you question your reaction and thinking. Your conscious awareness of engaging with new knowledge will then enable you to integrate it into your learning. And lastly, you will then be able to evaluate how this engagement has contributed to your learning process and why this could be important for you in terms of developing your professional knowledge. It is important that you approach reflective writing at university in a suitably professional manner. This means that you are respectful, that you use a formal style, and that you appropriately use the language of your discipline. It is often the case that your unit readings and your own research will form the basis of your reflective writing. Here are some examples of how you can incorporate information from your reading in your reflective writing. You may want to pause the presentation here and read through these examples. With reflective writing tasks, you will use a variety of responses. There are effective responses. These show your feelings and emotions towards a reading, topic, situation, or experience, while cognitive responses display what you think about it. Behavioral responses indicate how you behaved or any actions that you may have taken. You may want to pause the presentation here and read through these examples. Some common problems of reflective writing are the use of informal language and a conversational tone. This example shows some common mistakes. Here the writer has made the mistake of using second person and an instructional tone. Furthermore, exaggerations, conversational language, and contractions are used. Lastly, the writer makes claims that are not supported by evidence. In this example of reflective writing, there is first the writer's personal response as a student and as a learner. Then, in looking outwards to a wider context, the student has integrated what they have learnt from their reading, which then prompts a further response about future actions as a professional. In this way, the unit content has been consolidated by the student and then evaluated as to how this will impact on them in their future profession. Note that the writer does use the first person and also uses the language of the profession and has written the reflection in a formal tone. You have now developed your understanding of reflective writing. You have become aware that the scope of reflective writing can include academic and professional responses, and that you need to approach your reflective task in a professional manner. You have an understanding of the process of reflective writing, how to incorporate your reading or research in your writing, and you have become familiar with some useful language features that can be used for your reflections.